So how to help your baby fall asleep, your newborn? This is the big question, and I get asked a lot. Should I help my baby fall asleep? Should I rock my baby? Is the baby gonna get used to the motion, the rocking, or being on me all the time? Am I establishing a bad habit? Do I need to leave the baby in the cot and wait until he or she falls asleep? So it depends, and that's why I like the coaching, because each family is different, each baby is different, each approach is different, and it depends what works for you, especially in the newborn phase, because when they are newborns, babies are so little, they need a lot from us, and it's important that you feel you're doing the what you feel is what you're being called to do, what feels good with you. So ideally, you want to help your baby fall asleep, and to prevent overtiredness. That's very important. So I prefer to help baby fall asleep before they get overtired, but at the same time, I like to try as much as possible to promote independent sleep. So if you see your baby is kind of starting to fall asleep with very little help from you or without any help from you, just let it happen and don't interfere. Because sometimes, especially at the beginning, parents, we get very worried and baby's making noises, baby's tossing around a bit, and then we think, oh, I'm gonna cuddle, I'm gonna get him or her, but then we're interfering with the way they are falling asleep, and we're not letting them learn. Some babies, and most babies, they're not developmentally ready to self-soothe themselves until they are 5 months of age or 6. It depends on the baby. But some babies, they start to self-soothe themselves from the age they're born, and you can allow it to happen. It doesn't mean you're letting your baby cry out, of course not, and especially at such a, well, you should never, but especially at this young age. But you can just wait a bit, see what happens, and see if your baby can fall asleep. So ways of helping your baby. One way is to swaddle. Some babies hate it, but some babies really love it, because when you swaddle a baby, you put them tight in a blanket. It mimics the way they were in the womb. They were very tight and they were protected. They were with this shape. So I like to swaddle babies if they like to. Also at the same time, don't give up trying to swaddle your baby after a few attempts, because maybe when you swaddle your baby was already very tired or was hungry or something, and it was crying it was crying a lot. But then you can try another time, and maybe your baby likes, because I see that a lot sometimes. Oh, my baby doesn't like that, but it's not that they doesn't like it, maybe we didn't try the right time, and you can try again a few times, see if your baby likes it. So if your baby likes it, you can swaddle the baby and just put them in the cot, see if they fall asleep on their own. If they don't, then you can try helping them. So things to have in consideration. If you swaddle your baby, you can't co-sleep with them, because if you swaddle, your baby won't have his or her arms to move around. So it's important that you're not doing co-sleeping. So your baby needs to be in a flat surface with nothing around, with no any choking hazard, so your baby can be safely lying down, and there is no risk for any danger. But if your baby is in bed with you, then you should leave his or her arms free so they can move. Another thing that babies like is the rocking, and I'm sure you heard about it. Babies like to be rocked, to be carried in a carrier bag, and this is amazing and it is good. And if you like doing it, it's amazing. You shouldn't do it because people are saying your baby's gonna get used to it, or is you spoiling your baby. You carry on doing it. It's good, it's healthy, it's promoting bonding with you. Baby feeling your heart, feeling your warmth, feeling his mom or dad or whoever is the caregiver who is holding the baby. So this is very very appropriate to do. However, if you can try putting your baby down sometimes and letting them fall asleep and stay asleep without motion, it's also good, because your baby might get used to the motion, which is okay. But if you can try to also get him or her not used to the motion, it's even better. Okay, so it's always a balance of finding if he's very tired, there is no way he's going to sleep, just bounce him, do whatever it takes until he falls asleep. If you can get him to fall asleep without bouncing, without rocking, perfect, because then you're promoting better habits for self-soothing in the future. Okay, another thing is when you bounce, when you rock your baby, even in the Pilates ball, it's also very efficient if you hold your baby and you're rocking them in the Pilates ball. But another thing is when your baby is asleep, when you're going to put them down, another trick here is just to always put their legs and their bum first. So when you're lying the baby down, don't lie first the head and then the legs. Always lie first the legs and the bum and then the head, because if you put them down like that, they just kind of feel like they're falling. So it's important that you do it the other way around. Okay. And another thing is the shushing. Babies also like the noise. Most babies like it. Again, not all of the babies are the same, but most babies like it because they've been in the womb, so there's noise in there, there's noises. So some babies, they feel more uncomfortable with the being in silent, everything in silence. So you can put some white noise if you like. There is machines, there is apps. You can put the noise of a background that can mimic a noise of something that is not, it could be like a shh noise, or a waterfall, or the sound of the any natural thing that they might enjoy. And the other thing is you can make it yourself. So you can just, when you put them to bed, you can be doing shh, shh, and they like that. You can rock them, you can shush them until they are asleep. Again, if you can avoid that, better. Yeah, so if you can put them to sleep, you don't need to make any interaction, and your baby falls asleep, closes his or her eyes on its own, amazing. It doesn't happen often, but sometimes it happens, and it's good when it happens. We don't interfere and we let the baby do it. So swaddling, rocking, and shushing. These are 3 things that really, really help with babies falling asleep, especially at the newborn period. And then later, when they are older, when they become 4, 5, more like 6 months, then we can start teaching them to fall asleep in a different way that doesn't require so much from us. In a very slowly, very gentle manner, just changing the way we're doing it in a little bit less of our interaction each time until they accept a new way of falling asleep. But when they are newborns, it's very difficult because they don't have the ability to self-soothe. So you need to help them. And the important thing is that they don't get overtired. But again, if you see your baby is ready and your baby can self-soothe, just let it happen.